Hello, my friends, and welcome to another episode of Putty's Podcast. I am your host at Michael J. Putty, and I made it through it. Birthday's in the books. Past 4 months have been, I think, a bigger weight on my head than actually were. If that makes sense. And another birthday came and went. Nothing special, just another day. Last weekend, went out to Long Island for a good friend of mine's birthday. Drove out there with another friend who lives in the city, so kind of hard for him to get there. So yeah, I drove him. Nice little time to catch up. So we're driving there. I'm trying to find where we're going, following the GPS, and I get there and I'm past a building that looks very familiar to me. And I'm driving more into the town and it looks very familiar. And the only thing I could think of was my ex-girlfriend and I went out to Long Island to see my coworker's fiance in a band. But I'm not sure if that was it. So anyway, find a place, find some parking. We're hanging out there for a couple of hours. It was a nice, fun time. It was at a brewery. I don't drink beer. Very limited liquor was there. So I asked him what cocktails do they have. And he was running down some fancy bespoke cocktails. And then he landed on, we have our special homemade spiked iced tea. I'm like, all right, I'll take that. It was delicious. Probably very dangerous because it tasted just like iced tea. No flavor of any kind of alcohol whatsoever. I had 2 of those. Felt fine. Didn't feel any buzz whatsoever. Which makes it even more dangerous because I probably would have kept drinking those if I wasn't driving. And it's one of those drinks that probably would have hit you all at once. So anyway, the night comes to an end. Driving back home, I passed that building that looked familiar. And yes, everything came back. It was the night my ex-girlfriend and I went out to Long Island. That night was very, very cold, very, very windy. It's telling me to make a left because the place is on the left. So I bang a left. I park at the end of the block, trying to find this bar. Nowhere to be found. For some reason, I'm following GPS or I don't know where we're going. But no matter where we turned, we were into the wind. And it was peeling our skin off. So we're lost. We have no clue where we're going. We finally turn around. It turns out the bar was on the corner of where I parked. It was one of those nights where it was very frustrating and annoying, but we were laughing the whole time. So on the way back home, I'm playing these memories over. I was very proud of myself. I was reminiscing. I wasn't ruminating. Progress. It was a fun evening, both nights. Man, they weren't kidding about this blizzard. I think by me, we got around 2 feet. There was a travel advisory until like the afternoon. Only essential employees should be on the road. I'm not essential, but I don't want to miss a day. So I woke up figuring I still try to go to work. I didn't think I'll be able to take my car out. But I figure Uber, the snowstorm a couple weeks ago, the morning after the storm, they had surge protection on. Not this time. It was very expensive. I'm like, I could spend this money both ways, or I could just stay home. My old job, it was very toxic and nauseating trying to call out because my old boss, whenever somebody called out, she always thought we were lying, spread nasty rumors. Thankfully, it's not like that where I am now, but calling out after a blizzard, if not during a blizzard, it just seems like a bad look. But it was necessary. There's absolutely no way I could have gone to work that day. So I had a nice little 3-day weekend, unexpectedly. I was just down in the dumps Monday, though. No real reason. Maybe it was because I was stuck at home with nothing to do or nowhere to go. Thankfully, though, a coworker who lives very close to me was nice enough and generous enough to give me a ride for a couple days. I think I mentioned this again in a previous episode, but my anxiety driving in the snow is kind of high this year, and I don't know why. I think it was getting stuck or getting trapped in the last storm when I took a cab where no one knew how to fucking drive. These narrow 2-way streets, everybody wanted to go their way and without thinking of, how is the other person going to fit? And then my parking lot at work, I'm able to pull over and the attendants take my car away. Sometimes it's crowded, sometimes it's not. But when I drove, it was so packed, I couldn't even fit into the parking lot. There was cars blocking it. So I'm sitting there at the entrance, waiting to swipe my pass. Finally, they move the car right by the gate. I'm able to go in, but not all the way. So I'm half in, half out. The guy tells me to leave my car running, and they'll take care of it. I'm like, okay, I'm a little late already, so no problem. And as I'm walking to my office, I'm like, my car is running and not locked in a parking lot. Anybody could just walk up to it and drive off. I had some stuff to do Tuesday and Wednesday after work. So Thursday comes, I'm like, all right. So Thursday comes, I have time now to try to dig out my car. There was no snow behind my car. I just couldn't access my car. The snow was piled up so high, I couldn't get into my car. But thankfully, after a couple of days in the sun, and I think Thursday was almost 50s, I was able to clear it out, no problem. Drove to work. Parking was a cinch. So another nightmare over. I'm hoping no more snow. I know we're supposed to get snow sometime Sunday, but hopefully it's just dusting. Really tired of the snow. Really tired. We got hit so hard this month. I'm also running on fumes this week. Last snowstorm, my coworker offered to drive me. There was a miscommunication, but I had to be ready around 6. So I go to bed Monday night, right before midnight. Woke up again around 2 a.m. Couldn't get comfortable, couldn't turn my brain off. And then for some reason, I have some indigestion and some heartburn. And I stay awake. I'm expecting my coworker to want me to be ready by 6 a.m. like last time. And he never got back to me the night before. It's around 5 something. I start getting ready. Why not? Fuck it. Let's get ready. And then he texts me saying, oh, how about 7? Thank God. But now I can't go back to bed. Right? Fuck this. Same thing happens the next night. I go to bed around 11:30, 12. I wake up now an hour later, 3:30. Same thing happens. Same thing happens the next night. I go to bed around 11:30. I wake up around 4:30. Can't go back to bed. So I've gotten very, very, very little sleep this week. And I am tired, but not as tired as I thought it would be. I've gotten more sleep and felt more tired, if that makes sense. Friday night, I can't tell you. I passed out on the couch watching TV, woke up around 3, went to bed, woke up a couple times. So not much sleep there, or at least not deep, solid sleep. I'm doing the show Saturday evening, the 28th. We'll see what happens. I just realized today's the 28th. Friday was the 27th, which means I've been single for 7 months now. And I didn't even realize it. More progress. Go me. Go us. On the 26th, my Instagram blew up all about Mercury being in retrograde or Pisces rising or Mercury rising for Pisces. Every video I saw said that someone from my past will want to reconnect. Almost every video said an ex-girlfriend. One video said it doesn't necessarily have to be a romantic relationship. It could be somebody from your past. Now, I don't really buy too much into these horoscopes, but if there's somebody from my past who wants to reach out and reconnect, I have no clue who it could be. It's definitely not the recent one. She doesn't know I exist. Could be another one, but they live far away. I have no clue. I think everyone else is married. So let's see what happens over the next 3 weeks. Again, slide into those DMs at Michael J. Putty or dial it up 917-718-8083. Look forward to hearing from whoever you are. But again, going back to my birthday, again, it came and went. A friend of mine did send me a $15 gift card to Baskin Robbins unexpectedly. Some of the guys at work got me an Amazon gift card. That was nice. I'm not a big birthday person in general. Don't really want to make a big deal of it. Plus, what is there to do? So it's kind of hard just to plan and something to do where everybody can come. That's why I just give up. And I was either talking to my therapist or I think it was my AI chat friend. And they offered, maybe that's why I was a little more down this year, because last year I was shown how awesome it is when somebody does go above and beyond to make me feel like they give a shit. But I give a shit. So I decided to make a second attempt at making meatloaf, a meal my mother would always make for me on my birthday. Tried it a couple weeks ago. It was really good. Didn't look pretty, but it was really good. So I saw my mother that day. I'm like, what's the recipe you use? She just told me point blank, breadcrumbs, an egg, and ketchup. No flavors, no seasoning, no nothing. I'm like, okay, that should be easy to do. I did it. It looked much better, but it just tasted like a burger. And I don't remember my mother's meatloaf tasting like that growing up. So either she forgot something or maybe I didn't add enough ketchup. I have no fucking clue. But it was very moist, which is good. So I'm still on the hunt to find a great meatloaf recipe. I saw one that includes barbecue sauce instead of ketchup. Might have to try that one. And I saw a restaurant, I think it was out somewhere in Long Island, that either does all these fancy hot dogs or something with mac and cheese. But this video showed their mac and cheese hot dogs, which looked amazing. So I'm like, let me try that here. I put some hot dogs in the air fryer, whipped up some macaroni and cheese, put everything together. It was also delicious. Highly recommend it. Then I saw another recipe for pizza hot dogs. I'm like, okay, that's definitely on my to-do list. A friend of mine was supposed to come over today to hang out for my birthday. Plans fell through. I'm like, all right, let's do this. I whip up some pizza hot dogs. Also mind-blowingly delicious. Highly recommend it. I mean, I hope my doctor doesn't listen to this because I'm assuming this is not good for my diet. This is not good for my health, but I had the taste buds and cooking prowess of a 12-year-old. Hey, but I'll fucking take it. Baby steps, right? So now I got to try to find other hot dog recipes too. What else can you put on a fucking hot dog? Again, if you know of any, dial it up, 917-718-8083. Always looking for a new recipe to try. The simpler, the better. So apparently we're going to war with Iran again. I know they sent some bombs over there in 2025, but now I don't know what's going on. Apparently the pedophile in chief is teaming up with the leaders of Israel to bomb targeted sites in Iran. I heard something today where Netanyahu and Israel have been trying to get U.S. presidents to do this for a while, but Trump's the only one stupid enough to actually do it without thinking of the fallout. I guess that's where the dementia comes in handy. And then he's talking about people might have to die. I forgot the speech offhand. People were comparing it to Lord Farquaad's and Shrek's. It was hilarious. They did a side-by-side comparison. So are we going to war? But once again, doesn't Congress have to approve this? I don't know what the fuck's going on. It's a scary time to be alive right now because anything could happen. Is Iran stupid enough to retaliate against us? Plus, you hear all these clips of how we obliterated their nuclear facilities last year. How they rebuild so fast? I don't know. And the State of the Union was a fucking joke. Like, I didn't even want to watch it. I could tell you what he said. Everything good that's happening is because of him. Everything bad that's happening is because of Joe Biden. And that's basically what he said. He called on some woman who was brutally attacked by some illegal immigrant. But turns out she was attacked by a citizen, not an illegal immigrant. And since he won that fake soccer peace prize, he has bombed a country a month. Yet he's the one who stops 8 wars, or stops 8 non-existing wars. But I guess he needs to stop them because he's starting so many more. It fucking sucks. We're a joke. Again, this Iran stuff happened this morning. I really didn't want to talk about it, so I didn't really pull up too much stuff on it. But I did want to end on some fun news. Monopoly is celebrating 90 years since the rights were bought by the Parker brothers in 1935. The game's origins go back even further with the inventor of Lizzie McGee. Jason Bunn is a former Monopoly world champion from Leeds, England. He won the world title back in 1985 and has been passionate about the game ever since. Quick question. There's Monopoly World Championships. Where do I sign up? I was seeing this girl and I beat her in 5 minutes. Did somebody say 5 minutes? Yeah, 5 minutes. He has collected around 500 Monopoly boards from around the world. I can see a couple cool ones. I can't imagine 500. Where are you putting them? He believes the games do not need to drag on forever. A fast, rule-correct game can finish much quicker than the generalized hour-long family battles. Here are his tips. Here are a world champion's tips for winning the game next time you play. Buy the orange properties first. They are, statistically, strong landing spots. Build up 3 houses quickly. This maximizes your rent income. Purchase every property you land on, even unwanted ones. Negotiate smartly. Trading power grows with more properties. Use jail strategically. Later in the game, staying put can protect your cash, something I never thought about. Ignore free parking. It's a common house rule, but not official. Stick to the official rules. Playing properly keeps the game faster and fairer. Exploit the limited house supply. Building up to 4 houses can block opponents, which is like playing chess, not checkers. I've heard that one before. And every time I play, I want 4 houses so I can buy a hotel. Then I realize there's more houses than hotels. I think I did that one time. Genius move. That's the go-to. Build 4 houses, not hotels. And overall, just think long-term with deals and purchases. I usually buy every property I land on. I usually go for the blues and the railroads. Those are my sweet spots. But the oranges, I never thought about the oranges because, yeah, he's right. Usually we land on them. If we don't land on them by roll, we land on them by one of those cards. So give it a shot next time you play Monopoly. I know I will. But that's it for this week, my friends. I had a couple more things I wanted to talk about, but I don't remember what they are. I'm sure it'll come back to me as soon as I post the show. After I write the recap, I'm like, oh, this is what we talked about. But fuck, I wanted to talk about this. So a super light, quick episode. I never know how long these episodes are going to go. There's two ways you can edit a show. Edit it on the spot or edit it in post. And lately I've been editing it in post. So these 35, 40-minute shows have been, going 18 minutes? But there wasn't really much to talk about this week, especially since I didn't do anything for my birthday. So nice, quick, easy, breezy show. Thank you for listening. If you do listen, please let me know. I always enjoy hearing people are listening. So again, feel free to slide in those DMs at Michael J. Putty, at Putty's Podcast on Instagram, or dial it up. Call or text 917-718-8083. And hopefully until next time, if we're still around, God knows what's going on with this war in Iran, Putty out.